Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. This is live. I don't think there's nobody in here yet. It doesn't matter. I like doing solo lives, coming on here and just talk about collecting instead of like setting the camera up. And, you know, I enjoy this now. It's pretty fun. So let me see if I can pull up. Let's see. Just in case I do get some comments. Yeah, I think I'll be able to read them. But what I wanted to talk about was just what's been going on in my brain. I have all these notes and stuff that, I have a lot of them saved for Turn Back the Clock with Adam. And we were supposed to do one of those. But then I have a lot of thoughts that have just been, everybody's doing these bunch of videos. And I've been watching mostly the conversational videos. Welcome, Hugh. Confluence Sports Cards. Is that Ruben? Ruben, is that you? You were in here last time. What up, Carl? Hey, Carl. Dude, I forgot to text you. It's in the mail like 2 days ago. I got your shirt. I should have put that on right now. And I got your keychain, your postcard. Thank you. What up, Orlando? Thanks for coming in. Yes, Ruben, that's sick. I didn't know that last time you were in here. I had no idea you were the Ruben Snyder, the famous Ruben Snyder. I looked on your channel. You haven't done any videos yet, I don't think. Because I remember checking after, if I'm not mistaken. But Orlando, I have been loving those walk videos you do. And for you, it's like, for me, this is like my walk video. I can't do the walking videos, man. I've tried it. I get really embarrassed. Like when somebody walks by, and sometimes I won't even see anyone when I go on a walk. But when someone walks by, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I tried it one time. I like push it play, and then I was like, shoot, what do I do? Oh my gosh. I do have, oh no, I don't have a pause button because I can't do it. I like to do them live like you. So I'm not like, I can't do it, man. I get so embarrassed. So I stay private in my own little room. So, no one can bother me and I can just do my thing. But yeah, super stoked. Just finished number 8 today. Wait, what? Oh, I'm going to have to check it. Okay. I must have clicked on the wrong one or something. Or maybe I even commented. I don't know. But all right. So those of you guys know, what up, Josh? Thanks for coming in. I'm going to the West Coast card show. And, everybody always gets on these things and starts talking about, Strongsville and going to the card show, what they're going to buy, all that stuff. And the only time I've ever been included on those were the 2 years I went to the National. But I'm not going to be going to the National anymore. It's just, I just can't, release my stress when I'm there. And I'm not a stressful guy. Like I just I don't really get stressed out. But when I fly across the country and I leave my wife alone, and also to be fair, those few years they were pretty rough with some things going on in the family, physically with some of my relatives. So that was tough as well. But being away, being that far, it's just I just wanted to be like able to get home really fast. So going to this West Coast card show. What up, Rick? Can't wait, bro. We're gonna be hanging out shortly. I'm gonna be so free and loose. Like I cannot wait. I'm gonna meet up. Well, I had a plan, and I hopefully still will. Caesar, meet up before we go into the show. Have some fun. Pound a beer with them, and play for the Blazers for a little bit, and then go card hunting. I'm actually bringing my best friend, one of the triple Ds that I always talk about, Dave, Danny, and Dylan, me, when we were kids. Dave Windsor, my buddy Dave, he's going with me on Friday. I'm staying the night at his house in Huntington Beach. He's picking me up from LAX. Staying at his house on Wednesday. Hanging out with other Danny. So all the triple Ds will be together. I'm just super pumped. I'm going to go through all his cards. So when I go, like the first night I'm there on Wednesday night, it's going to be like card mania. So the guy that I ripped all those packs open with in the 2000s I always talk about, my buddy Danny, I'm going to be at his house. And he literally has cases, 5,000 count cases of cards that we ripped. And how he got crazy. Like if I showed you his box, they're like when we were kids, where they're not stacked neatly in 3-row boxes or even neatly in a box. They're like piled like this, boom. last time I was there, I looked through the very first box, huge pile of cards. There was a Ken Griffey Jr. Bowman Chrome X-Fractor that we opened up, or he opened up in 2007. A Derek Jeter X-Fractor, both numbered like 250 back in 2007 or 2008, just laying in the box like that. So I'm really excited. I've tried to buy his collection from him for years, for like probably the last 15 years of trying to buy his collection of just stuff because he doesn't know what he has. He doesn't care. And he regrets not selling to me over this time. So I'll probably end up buying it from him or making some kind of deal or hunting cards all night with him and then giving him a fair offer for all those ones. Hopefully I'm going to find some magic in there. So I can't wait for that. And those will be really nostalgic cards for me, personal, long-term collection for me. And I also, this last week here, I'll show you guys, I made some boxes, more boxes. Shout out to Josh. Wax Packs, Josh Peeps, Wax Packs is in the chat. He does these boxes, and same with, he makes little boxes. So I got fired up by his boxes, and I've been making them over the last couple of years, and I made 6 more. And this collection are gifts. I think that's from Caesar. These are purchases of non-sport cards. These are pack-pulled cards. And these are non-sport or non-baseball sport cards. And that's a gift from Ken's Cardboard. And then these are put away, and these are mantle overflows. And then I created like 8 more boxes that are in a display back here. Actually, I'm going to pick it up and take you in there. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting you guys dizzy. Man, get fired up. It's weird me sharing this, but you guys are all friends. Let me see. Without sharing that. Let me see. I shared a post, but here are the other boxes. So all these have the glass, and they're glass on both sides. So I pull it out. I got my Hideki Matsui collection in here. Got my Jackie Robinson modern collection, all these gold refractors and printing plates. I got my Japanese vintage baseball card overflow, basically non Shigeo and the 3-4 guys I collect. Those go in here. These are to be graded or to be put into my collection. This is MVP, my MVP collection overflow from my main collection, which is down here in a binder. That's the overflow. And then this is all my movie cards that I have pulled from packs and are collecting, trying to pull my favorite movie scene from a pack of cards back then. And that's where those go. So having an absolute blast doing that. I also put not all of them, but a lot of my iconic cards back on my wall, and I put them randomly. Tossed them all up there, pulled like 4 rows down. So because I'm getting ready to go to that West Coast show, I'm like all fired up, trying to figure out what I want to go for. And that goes with my whole talking about shows. And I've been thinking about, what do I want to target? Do I want any of that? All right, let me get to some comments in here. Petty's in here. All right. Where are the miscut and card boxes? Saving up for Mangini, man. They're in a box. I'm waiting to send them out. Thanks, Orlando. Appreciate it. Let's see. I know a place for that Jeter if you're not passing it. Actually, I have plans for that. That's a pretty sick Jeter. That's the Japanese version one. I won it on Whatnot. Pretty cheap. It's pretty epic card. And I won it from Robert, of course, the only guy I go on Whatnot. All right, Petty will never have such big YouTube stars at a West Coast show again. Dude, yes, we will. This is the beginning, Petty. Dude, if this is going to be fun, if this is like the future for me, this is like going to be my national. I plan on going every year. And I don't care if there's, 80% Pokemon. If I'm in a card show and there's 1,000 tables, to me, that's mind-blowing. And it gives me a chance to visit my friends that live over there. So I'm freaking pumped. I cannot wait to hang out with you, Petty. And yeah, I'm like, dude, Rick's gonna be there. I mean, this is gonna be just an insane time. Talking cards, going to dinner, and it'll be more, intimate. Is that the word you say? Then like the national get together where it's like so overwhelming that you don't know who to talk to and you feel bad if you're talking to one person for too long. I'm going to be there for 2 full days so I can walk around with everybody. I'm going to be hunting modern cards, vintage cards, some Marvel cards because my buddy Dave's going to be there, the guy I collected those with. I'm an open book. So with all that said, talk about my targets. And I do kind of have targets. Dude, can't wait, Betty. Woo! That's going to be insane. Unbelievable. Dude, I would love to do that, Rick. You know I'd do that. If I had boards and stuff, I'd shove you guys in those waves, watch you get pounded. That'd be all time. What up, Brian? Thanks for coming in. All right, so with my collection, I put those iconic cards back on the wall so I could just contemplate, do I want to target a card? Do I want to go for certain cards? And I'll give you guys my main 3 cards that to me would just blow my mind. And it would be the 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth number 144. If the exact perfect example in a has to be a 1 or an authentic shows up at the right price, I already talked to my wife and I promised her, look, I'm going to bring $1,500, but if I see something like that, I'm not going to miss that opportunity because I'm going to be live there. If, and that's a big if, it pops up, I see it, that would be massive. And that is a scary proposition for me because that would destroy a lot of my collection. That would take a mini bomb to my collection. That would destroy a good, I would go with the 70s cards first. I've already realized which ones I would sell. And I'd go with all my 70s cards I can get rid of that, I know I can find again that are easier to find. So basically the easiest cards for me to find centered are going to be on the chopping block. So when I go to the show, if I find that Ruth and a huge bomb goes off in my collection, really got to recoup that money, $6,000-$7,000. I don't really want that to happen because it's very stressful. I really don't want that to happen. I'll tell you my dream situation in a minute. But my second target, which I wouldn't really have to blow up my collection, I actually have, I sent 14 cards to Fanatics this week, and I have 2 boxes of vintage cards that I'm sending to, and some Ohtani cards in here, sending to CIA auctions with our buddy Theo. This will be in the March auction. And if I have to blow up my collection, then I know which ones I'm going to pull off and take out, like I talked about, and I'll put them in that box. That would be painful, but I would like the 1953 Mickey Mantle, the Topps. What up, Stoops? Thanks for coming in. Young rookies are about Mitchell. So that's funny you mentioned the Younts. I could easily my 75 Topps collection. That's part of my target. I will not sell my 70s Topps cards. Those are not on the chopping block. I have a really great collection of 75 Topps. All, dare I say, the best possible eye appeal you could possibly find. I don't care about the grade or anything, but these are not on the chopping block. These babies are going with, I would like to have an entire binder full of Younts and George Bretts before I'm dead. They will never go anywhere. And in fact, if I see one at the show, that's perfect. Anything from a 6 below for a Yount, I will buy. Anything 7 and above, I'll stay away from. I just think the price is giant gaps after that. I mean, I just love 75 Topps. So this is not on the chopping block. What would be on the chopping block are, I would keep 4 cards from every set graded, high-end epic cards, and they would be Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, those cards from the 70s. All the rest would go. And that money would, wouldn't be a lot of money, but it helps. Every dollar, like, it adds up a lot quicker than you think, right? When you sell cards, you're like, you send Fanatics a grip of cards or CIA auctions, and a bunch of cards sell. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa, there's $3,000 that you were just like in there. So that's really epic. Yeah, Orlando, he's got 20 cards in the CIA auctions. Sidetrack note, the CIA auctions, the endings on those, the live videos, those are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. For me to be able to get involved, finally, I've talked about this before, but those other lives that Rick and everybody did, buying the big cards, the heritage ones, and I'm not really interested in a lot of those cards. I'm not that rarity guy for like, my rarity comes into play with my Japanese vintage baseball card. That's where I get my cards I've never seen in my life, and super rare cards of players that I love. That's where I get that fix. So I totally understand the fix that you guys have for the rare, never seen cards before. I totally get that, because I have that passion for those Japanese cards, and I have it for modern too. But the Japanese vintage collection, every card that comes up, I've never seen it before. All those rare ones. That's where I'm getting at. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, CIA auctions, dude. Being on that with all my friends and watching everybody sell their cards, and like seeing like Greg's cards last week, a lot of guys' cards up there. It's been an absolute blast to be in the chat with everybody. And when they go through them, and Greg and Theo went through them this week, it's the first time I really enjoyed those type of shows. And I've seen what those CIA auctions get, and I am very impressed. They're getting good money for centered cards and good money getting comps for everything else, which to me is exactly, I was scared to give my cards to CIA auctions the first batch I did like a year ago when Theo first started, or whenever that was, 6 months ago. I sent a huge batch of like 100 to Greg Morris and Fanatics. I split it up, certain ones, certain places, because I wanted the most eyeballs on them. But I would have got more with CIA. I'm realizing, or at least the same, probably paid a little less fees, so got a little more back. And then I was really scared about the centering premium, like Greg talks about. Well, he put some cards on there without eye appeal stickers, and they got the money they deserved. Cards I would have totally bought if I didn't have them. That Yaz rookie, I have an insane copy, but things like that. So yeah, I love that. So when I sell my cards, now I get to see where they go. For the most, for people who buy them, or like John Wade Boggs fan bought a random card on eBay, and that was mine. That was at Greg Morris, and I was like, yes, I do have an eye for cards. When a guy like that buys one, it feels good. You're like, oh, that one was right. That was a good looking card. It wasn't just me. I don't need a sticker to tell me. It's like a race to get cards without stickers. Okay, so where was it? What up, Dylan? Hey, what up, Jeff? Dude, wish you were going, man. Still bummed about missing this week's. Well, this West Coast, let me pop these on, man. I keep forgetting to pop these up here. West Coast card show for New York. I might go Sunday though, even though that would be insane. Well, you're going to have a blast in New York, you and your wife, with that business trip or not. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. Mike, the sports history collector, looking forward to seeing everyone. Yes, I'll be there. Mike, look for me. I don't think I know what you look like. Mistake, correct me if I'm wrong. So what I look like. I'll be wearing, either one of Scott's shirts or one of my shirts. If I'm, playing for the Blazers, hanging out with Caesar, I'll be wearing this Yount shirt. And if I'll probably be wearing this the whole time, actually, it's 2 days. So, it's going to be freaking awesome. So super pumped on that. So back to my 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle. That's a monster card for me. That's my number 2 most favorite card in this entire hobby. That Babe Ruth be number 1. 55 cards I want before I die list. I saw that list about a year ago. I did that. And that card is my number 2 on that list. It's not a hard card to find, but I have 53s. They're not hard to find, and they're not hard to find in a good eye appeal. you can't tell if they have creases or wrinkles on eBay. And you can't, it's so hard to tell what those look like, especially like the Jackie Robinson. I finally pulled the trigger on one. Very hard to tell what those look like online. So I would like to pick up my 53 tops in the flesh. And that mantle, if I come across it, I could pay for it with what the cards I have here and at Fanatics if it's in the 3,000 and below category. That would be fantastic. Put the 1,500 I have towards it. Put another 1,500 in. I could spend. And then the third target, you could put all these three at number one. But my ideal card would be the 53 mantle. I wouldn't have to explode my collection. And then also the 1952 Topps Willie Mays card. A card that just, oh my gosh, it would just be a pinnacle for me as well. Just another one that's insane. Josh, what about the 53 Bowman Color? Yeah, I don't not like that card. It's not that at all, but it isn't even close to my favorite mantle card. But I want every mantle card. So if the right one came along and it was the eye appeal, like Shane's one, the one that he picked up, man, it would be very hard for me not to purchase that card. But it's not on my, it's on my list, but not on my top 3 that I would like blow up everything to get. Chris, what up? You dog ate my cards. Thanks for coming in. Boozle, would those grails go on the wall or would they get special treatment? Oh, they'll go right on the wall with all my other ones. I had them all in a binder, so I still have that binder. It's empty right now. It's got some of the cards I didn't put up there, so there's probably like 10 in this binder of iconic cards. But I don't mind putting them on the wall. These all don't go in the light. There's no light ever that hits these. This thing rolls up behind the wall, so no light. And that thing folds. It goes flat against this wall, so no light. And then I also have a thick tarp that goes down, or it's not a tarp, it's nice looking. It can go over top. It's triple layered. And this is museum grade glass, so I don't even worry about it. I have tint on all the windows, and I have blackouts on all the windows, and I have shades that go over top of the windows outside. So if my wife wants the windows open, these are all closed. She can open the windows. It's epic. And I don't worry. They're insured. I have 3 cameras, 1 in this room, 2 on outside on the windows and on the door, and then I have 7 others around the property. So and everything's insured. So yeah, on the wall. It's not getting hidden. It's not getting tucked away. Definitely not going to the vault. Not going to the bank, nothing. Let's see. Tim, what up, dude? Can't wait for the season. 52 mantle out here. Yeah, not even close. I'll never have the 52. It's not on my list. 51 was on my list, but the time I probably get to that card, it'll probably be off of my list. But who knows? Maybe then, since all my other cards have risen in value, quote unquote, possibly, maybe it'll equal itself out. So nothing's off the table. And that, if I found that for $6,000-$7,000 in a one that was crazy or an authentic, I would have a hard time not blowing my collection up for the mantle rookie. But also, it's not my favorite mantle. The 53 Topps is my favorite. All right. Right on, Tim. That's awesome. Thanks, Orlando. Appreciate it. It is lava proof. It's so crazy. I'm crazy about hilarious. Dylan was the inspiration behind Kevin McAllister. Oh yeah, absolutely, Boozle. No doubt. Actually, he was my inspiration. This is my first beer in probably at least 3 months, maybe 6 months. I don't drink beer. I normally have cocktails, but I didn't really want to drink. And I'm trying to practice for this coming, my vacation, going to the West Coast Card Show. And I would like to not have a cocktail in the middle of the day. I'd like to be able to, have a beer and see how I feel. But normally they make me really sleepy. And then I get a headache. sometimes they do the trick. Sometimes, it's the right call. So, practice makes perfect. So we say in the drinking world, What up, Henry? Yo, card show, Salem, Oregon next week. That's sick. That'll be epic. Doing yard work. DD. Yes, that's it. Awesome. You listening as you're doing I love that. It's my favorite. All right. So those three would be monster for me. Other than that, for my targets, my dream for this, if I could just have anything under the sun, I want to go after my main collections, my checklist. And yes, I have checklists, and I never had checklists in my life until I got on YouTube. And even that took me a long time. But I have precise collections going on. I have, the run of Topps Chrome, the run of Finest, all my vintage Topps cards. There's certain binder pages, since I reorganized everything, that I want to fill little gaps I have in there. But my main ones, my 1938 Goudey Heads Up. I'm going to look at every single one. I'm going to ask all the dealers, ungraded or not. I have 6 or 7 cards to get to complete the entire cartoon set. Now that is insane. Yeah, here we go, Henry. To me, that's crazy. Yeah, Red Bull vodka. Dude, that used to be my jam. I used to have Red Bull vodkas. That was, dude, back in the day. I haven't had a Red Bull in at least a year now. I drink those Celsius now. Much better. But I used to do vodka Red Bull. But I used to be like 50% Red Bull, 50% vodka. And then as I got an adult, it was 99% water, or, water, sparkling water, vodka, and then a splash of Red Bull. But Red Bull, I can't sleep on it. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. 1938 Goudey Heads Up. Oh man, when I finish that collection, I'm absolutely putting it on the wall front and center. It's going to be my main attraction. I've never completed a set quite like this. I thought I was gonna have it done in a year. I was like, because when I first went for it, they were easy to find in the eye appeal I wanted, because, when I start a collection, I always go big right away because they're all out there, right? You think you're in a different lane than everybody. So I'm going this way. Blah, blah, blah. So you have all these cards you can collect. So and then the brakes get hit. Then you run out of cards you can find. I can't find any that I need. And when I find them, they're not at auction, and they're very expensive, and they're not the eye appeal I want or the grade I have to have. There's certain criteria these cards have to make. And I made an exception with my Bob Feller because of the price. I would not be against upgrading that to a better eye appeal at some point. But I want to finish that collection. I have all the big ones. Like, I have all the big ones. I need Charlie Gehringer. That's a decent size. Bobby Doerr, but not the massive one. So I could technically possibly finish that set while I'm there. And if I get crazy, yeah, exactly. Orlando, like, I started and it was like, yeah, I knew he was going to go for the set eventually. So I jumped ahead of the ship and got ahead of the game. And then once Adam was involved, and then Mangini was always collecting them, and then he kind of got motivated, and it was like, they just don't pop up anymore. They don't come at auction. I have watch lists, every single one that pops up on eBay for a while. But that also brings me another quick side topic. There's a new website out, and Orlando, you got to know, it's Leighton Sheldon. You guys all know Leighton. It's like wire collection thing. He was on Greg Midlife things, and he talked about it. I am super fired up to auction wire. That's it, Boozle. Auction wire. There are cards that I have to use auction wire because I don't go on all these other auction houses. I refuse. I bought cards on. I have clean sheep auctions. I've been buying from them for decades. But never their auctions. So that's different. But never done a heritage, never done any of that stuff. I do Robert's Prestige Collectibles, which he's having an auction right now. So go check it out. I'm not buying any cards on it this time. There was one that I wanted, but it's way beyond what I was willing to pay. So this new thing he's got, auction wire, $10 a month. Okay. See, now this is something that I wanted to talk about because I'm going to reach out to some friends, and maybe this sounds terrible, but I want to share an account. I'm not willing to spend $10 a month to. I'm already spending $20 a month for Card Ladder, $20 a month for YouTube Premium, whatever that is. Like, I don't want to spend $10 a month to find like 4 cards. I have the 1934 Willard's Chocolate Duke Hanamoku card that I have been hunting for 4 years now. I missed one on eBay. I missed 2 on eBay. One I wasn't willing to pay for. Well, there's been 3 over those years. One I missed. I thought I bid huge and I missed it. One was raw. I should have bought it. Just kept going back and forth with the guy for like a year. Finally, it sold. And then another one that was the same copy that I held on Oahu on the street that Duke grew up. I held this exact card and it somehow got on eBay. I reached out to the guy, asked him where he got it. And he got it on Oahu. I know it was the card, same grade, a picture of it. And he was asking the same price they were asking at that store way back then. It's like $2,300. I'm not spending $2,300 on this card. It's a black and white card. So I'm going to use it for that. And I'm going to use it for my printing plates for Mickey Mantle. I'm going to use it for any of my Mickey Mantle super hard refractors. And I don't have a lot left, but any of the blacks, couple that I need. I'm also going to use it for the Panhandle Duke Hanamoku card. It's one that I really want. There's one that's been on Fanatics for so long. It's just got a crease across his face. It's a good price. I just can't get over that. And there's a very expensive one as well, but I'm just not willing to. My baseball cards are like, if the 24 Willard's Chocolate comes up, that's right up there with my Babe Ruth, Mantle, and Mays card. That's in my top 4. Okay. So I'm hoping to find somebody. That's what we need. Ruben, that's what we need. The promo code Shaka for $2 off. Well, I know he's giving like 60 days free trial, but I'm going to try and reach out to some friends and go 50-50 on it and go, look, just add my cards to your watch list. I'll give you 5. I'll give you pay for the whole year. Here's some money. Just put those on your watch list. If they come up, tell me where they're at. I have another $10 a month, and that is cheap. So whether this is this wrong to do this? I don't think it's wrong. It's like sharing a Netflix account. If it is, Leighton, I'm sorry, but I probably wouldn't use it if I don't do this. I just don't have a need to find 1 million cards. I have a need for a little amount of cards. So I will use a 60-day trial and see how that works before I make a combo deal with some friends. And maybe I'll even go through you as a friend. I don't know. But I think that is a genius. I know someone's tried it before. There was another place that did it. But this sounds amazing. And I think he's hitting the right audience this time around. I think it's a really awesome. I think it's going to be awesome. I haven't gone on it yet, but I will. So I'm excited about that. All right. Back to my 3-way. Yeah, Dan. Maybe I'll call you. We'll use that. We'll do the 3-way with you. I think you missed that conversation. By the way, Dan's going to be there, cardboard and plastic, and I'm going to be his roommate. So super excited. I'm going to be his roommate on Friday, and I'm staying Saturday night. I don't know if he's staying Saturday night too, but super pumped. I'll be there Friday. First thing when it opens, got the VIP, the 1 hour early for $5 more. Nailed that. Absolutely. Okay. So back to, here we go. Dylan, question. How bad is the shipping for you when you buy cards online? I agree. All these little things add up over time with subscriptions. Yeah, the subscription thing, the whole movies and everything, it's just crazy. Ruben, do we call that the obligatory? Great question. It costs me nothing more than it costs anybody else in the United States. It's all exactly the same. It costs $5 for shipping. Everything's the same price. The only thing that I pay more for are companies who sell like some things on Amazon, like bigger items. Most of the time they won't even ship here. So that's pretty difficult. Like buying these boxes, going on Uline and buying these boxes, these 12 by 3x3s that I bought years back for my albums. Keep them, these are 300 pound, keep them dust free. And the way I store them, all the cards hang. To buy these boxes, I had to ship them to my sister's house in Washington because it's going to be $400 to have them shipped here. The boxes were like $100 for a huge, 100 of them or whatever. Shipped them to my sister's in Washington. I went to Washington, flew them back on the plane, carried them back on the plane with me and brought them home. But everything else, for shipping, same price. What happens to the card show? Stay at the card show. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, unless you spend $6,000 and you got to call your wife, that's going home too. Eggs were $9. Was in Hawaii. Is that expensive? I don't know. To me, I'm like, yeah, I think I pay $1 an egg if I'm buying. My wife likes to buy the cage-free ones. I'm like, let's just buy the Costco ones at like $4 for like 24 of them. She won't let me cage-free. So I'm like, we have pet gimpy rooster, so we love those guys. So I pay $1 an egg. That's like $12 for like a dozen. To me, $1. It's like 2 eggs, $2. I don't know. I didn't know eggs. Everyone been making a big deal about eggs being expensive. I didn't eat eggs for like 4 years. I just started eating eggs again just recently. I didn't eat eggs for ages and ages. But we just started eating eggs again, so that's cool. Let's see, should be free eggs. Well, yeah, so many people over here, Josh, have eggs, have rooster, or have hens and get tons of eggs. I'm disgusted by different colored eggs. I won't dare eat a local egg. Like one that was from a friend's hen or anything. For whatever reason, my brain is just disgusting to me. I have to buy them in the store. They're all clean with the cart, with the crate, look at them, make sure that they don't have like poop stains on them and stuff. And they're all the same. I like white eggs. Dude, I just can't do the whole like live. Like I just picture them grabbing them all warm. Like, oh, all right. Back to cards. Back to the card talk. Eggs. So funny. We got on the shipping and prices of things. Holy smokes. Okay, so ideal situation, me going to the card show, going to the West Coast card show. I'm gonna have my checklist. 38 Gouty heads up. I want to finish that. All of the Topps cards from my 1975 Topps MVP collection. I'm gonna grab that box, show you how I'm doing it now. Trying to this brings in card strategy. This is a lot of strategy I have going on lately. Where I want my money to go. I didn't tell anybody this. A couple friends kind of knew, but when I went on that purge, when I was selling all those high grade stuff, high grade 7s, 8s, stuff like that, all that stuff that was sharp but off-centered in my collection, or at print lines, things like that. When I repurchased cards, not all, I made too many exceptions. For the most part, I was trying to only pick up Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Clemente, the big monster players. And then trying to stay clear of the Al Kalines, the Harmon Killebrews, those players. Now, I didn't do it because I didn't want those cards. Like, I love those cards. So, where did that go? Oh, they're right here. I didn't put them away yet. So it wasn't that I didn't love those cards. And I did grab a lot of those. I did buy a lot of those, but they're mainly for my MVP collection. Well, now for my MVP collection, I'm just going to go ungraded. Just find a centered copy that's very inexpensive. So for like 69 Topps, oops. What I got here? These cameras are so weird. 69 Topps, for instance, I bought this super cheap. And if it's graded too, if I find a perfectly graded copy and it's very inexpensive, that's perfect. But I'm sick of like spending like 12 hours trying to find a McCovey from 1969 that's graded, that looks, that's super cherry in a 5 and spend $60 on it. When I think the future of that card, it's always going to be worth $60. If the card market crashes, then it's worth like $35. If the card market continues to go up, it's worth like $65 in the future. I'm trying to be smarter with where my money is going on because I love all cards, so I have to do this. If I want to have cards that also go up in value, which I've always said it's a marriage, and I always say I don't care. I don't look after I buy the card. I generally don't look at card ladder. I don't look at that stuff for what they're worth after I buy them and before I buy them. I only know when I sell. I don't even know when I buy them if I get a good deal. But the point of it is I tried to buy the cards that I think would go up the most in the future and also fit my collection to a T. So I'm not only buying cards that I think are going to go up in value because I think they're going to go up in value. No, I buy cards that I think are going to go up in value or hold their value that fit in my collection to a T. And so cards like this, I'm not going to spend years anymore looking for one. And I'm also not going to spend $50 on it. So I bought the Boog Powell finally, 1970 Topps card. This card was $2 on eBay. Thing's cherry, like cherry. Super sick. I'm not even going to grade these. They're going in one touches, and they're going in my MVP box, my overflow box, and they're all going in here. And I also have the modern ones in here. So I collected the heritage ones, so I know what cards to collect of the MVP players, the modern stuff. So more cards that I can buy. So when I'm at the card show and I'm at a dollar box, or I run out of money, or there's no more cards I want, I can go in the bins and I can go in the boxes and I can hunt for my MVP Topps cards. And on the table, when I run into one that's, graded and centered and nice, I'll certainly won't hold back from buying it. But I am thinking about that stuff, and I did think about that stuff when I went through. So most of my collection is, if you open my binder, it's Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Clemente. The main characters in each generation, each decade is main characters. Pete Rose, Nolan Ryan, Reggie Jackson, like those type of players. All right, let me get to some comments. Let's see. My PSA DNA submitter usually does the West Coast Card Show, usually too busy to talk to at a show, but he has a lot of modern graded cards. Bucks Trading Company out of Fargo. Sick. That's epic, Stooks. I actually thought about taking my Roger Maris MVP, 61 MVP. That's just authentic from PSA. Thought about taking it and seeing if I can submit it to get dual graded. Not because I'm selling it. And yeah, I do agree with Mangini. I think the dumbest thing I could do is do that. Seriously, the dumbest thing I could do is do that. Because, not only if it comes back a higher grade and you're like, oh my gosh, how much is it worth? Are you tempted to sell it? But the best time to grade a card is right before you're going to sell it. And I don't plan to sell it. But since I'm flying to the West Coast, I don't want to ship the thing. It is in the worst case ever. It's all scuffed up and scratched up and just looks terrible. It deserves a dual grade. It looks super sharp for could get a 4, 5, maybe even. And the autograph is super cherry. The value that would add is astronomical. And the fact that I have the 61 dual graded, the regular base, it would add a lot. And if I have to sell it, one day, or when I do sell it one day, and it's already done, the work's done. Don't have to do it again. So that's something I've thought about. Let's see. Okay, so I was at, there you go. Thanks, Orlando. Yeah, I was going to talk to a few people about it to see. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that as well. So the 75 MVPs, the cards on cards would be another huge target of mine. I have the list. I'd also like to look for any awesome printing plates of Mike Trout, of his base card run, the ones that look good. I've only found one that I have, the 2018 Topps. So over there, I think there's going to be a lot of Mike Trout. So I'll probably be on the Mike Trout train. So probably some gold refractors I'd like to find at the show. I'm definitely going to be on the hunt for Mike Trout cards. Like, first, it's going to be vintage priority because those are the ones you have to see in the flesh. Modern cards, you don't need to see them in the flesh. You can see them online, and they're numbered. An 8 looks like a 10. A a 5 looks like a 10. So I don't care about that at all. I don't need it in the flesh, but it gives me something to hunt if there's all modern cards. And I will certainly be looking for Mike Trout because we're on the West Coast. There's going to be a lot of Mike Trouts there, I believe. And I think a lot of them will be in the bargain boxes, or maybe not bargain boxes, but, the boxes they have. Like, here's all the gold refractors. And hopefully there'll be some that I need for my Topps Chrome run. And I'm trying to get one Topps Chrome gold refractor, orange refractor, or refractor in the beginning from 1996 all the way to present day. Doing pretty good on that collection. I'd like to do the Bowman Chromes. So Mike Trout's a huge target of mine. Ohtani will not be on my radar. In fact, I just sold an Ohtani card today on eBay. I have a stack of ungraded Bowmans, which I have a couple that I'm sending out as gifts. And then I have this last Gem Mint 10 in my collection, Ohtani cards. Now, I had loads of these 10s, different versions, all of them, the heritage, everything. And when they went bonkers back I think my first national ever, these cards were going absolutely bonkers. Well, they're at that same level today as they were back then. Some of them are even a little bit higher than they were back then, but they're all about the same. So I sold almost all of my 10 Bowman, my Bowman ones that are like, I sold them for like $200, $250, and I think they're going for $200 to $250 or $275 now. So I sold all those back then. And this one, I finally am like, this was my favorite one, just the look of it. I bought these. This was like $17 because this is when nobody cared about him. And when he got hurt, and I went big on him, luck of the draw. I've lost on Mike Trout, so I'm not saying this to toot a horn or anything, but this, I decided to sell it. It's gone. I put it on for a buy now for $225 in eBay. It lasted a month. And boom, someone just bid on it an hour ago. I got a notification. I was like, it's out of here. The last one. Actually, I have a PSA 9 Bowman that I think I'm going to keep because of the story of me grading the huge stack that I had of those. That brings me up another side note of another card that I'm selling that I found really funny. Hold on, let me read some comments. Oh yeah, I want the Cognat, whatever, Cognac rookie so bad. Yeah, I think it's probably in this $800 range. That one, if I see it there and I've already hunted for everything else, I'll buy it. Otherwise, that one pops up all the time, so it's no rush. But every year I like to buy one big Mike Trout card since they just keep going. Well, I mean, I collect them. So, but every year I make a point to buying a big one, big meaning like $1,000 one, because they kept going down. And I'm like, well, I'm going to buy another big one because I still want them. Since they've gone down, they're half the price they were when I started collecting. The funny thing is all the gold numbers, number to 50, all those ones I've been buying, those actually have all gone up. When I was buying them for $50, they're like 75, some are 200. The orange refractors, those actually have gotten more popular, where the rookies, the bigger ones, have gone down some. But I don't buy any base cards, so they're all numbered. So those definitely have held up better. But that's been really fun. I'm not a flipper. I wouldn't have. I mean, actually, this one. I'm not Rick the Flipper here. I never had planned on selling it, but I bought an Ohtani card, and like last month, probably a month ago now, that was pretty big. It was $700. I got the FOMO. It's a card I had that I had it in a 10 in gold version, and I wanted this Independence Day version, and it had been haunting me for a year. It was up before the playoffs, and no one bought it, and it had been up after the playoffs. So the guy's asking the most that anyone's ever asked for it, and it was just haunting me for like a year. My gold version got to the same price as it, or it's a $600 one. It's actually this card right here. That gold Ohtani. This is Ohtani's very first ever. You know what? I'm going to grab the freaking card. I'm going to grab the card. I'm excited to share it, actually. Pretty crazy purchase of mine. What did I do with it? I just rearranged my collection. Here it is. Independence Day. It's in my Independence Day collection album right here. These aren't all Independence Day. I have Mike Trout, Ichiro, Pujols in this collection. But this card right here is the card one night, I guess maybe it was less than it was about a month ago. Had a couple of drinks and just going through it and going, you know what? I'm going to sell the gold version I have that's a PSA 10 that I bought digging out my pond out here. I was in the trenches like 3 years ago, digging the pond out, or 2 years ago. It was during the World Baseball Classics. I was mud deep and I was on my iPad and I won it. And I was deep in there, and I'll show you the one I bought. It's Ohtani's very first ever Topps combo card. And it has the most famous Japanese Major League Baseball player of all time on the card as well. I guess he's getting taken over right now. But it's none other than Ichiro Suzuki on with Shohei Ohtani, Japan's finest. And this is the Independence Day parallel. And there's been like 4 of these I've sold in the last 3 years or something. You just never see them. And it'd been out there for a year, and it's numbered to 76. So I know you vintage guys don't get it. It doesn't matter to me. This card to me in the future, for me as a combo player, 2 of the greatest Japanese baseball players in Major League history, the 2 greatest, rookie year card, rookie season, dare I say rookie card. And it says Japan's finest, and it's my favorite design in Topps cards over the last couple decades because of the wave. And Japan, he's getting barreled right here. Trying to do this without looking at the cards, very tough. This isn't authentic. So I was very hesitant. So, I went on PSA for, a while ago, looked at it, zoomed in. It was not altered. It wasn't authentic altered. I think this would probably be a 7 or an 8. There's no creases. There's no wrinkles. There's no added color. So, I don't know. It doesn't say it wasn't altered on the website. So I took a chance. I made an offer, strong offer. He wanted 800 something. I offered, he'd already rejected $600 offers I'd sent him over the last year. So I had like 2 left. So I sent him 700 because I could sell that other one right here for 600. And so I was like, I'll just sell this one. And then once I bought it, I was like, whew, man, I don't want to sell the gold one either. It has a special place because I was in the pond. I know I bought it on eBay. I hit the button while I was bigging that pond out, and I love it. I wish I could just trade it for a 9 and recoup the $400 because these are like $250 and a 9. Someone could give me the $400 and I can have a 9. That would be awesome. But having the actual card, so I had to pull some cards out to sell to basically pay for it because I like trading cards like that. To have this card, and now I have 2 of them. And yeah, I want the black version. I think one day this is me being an investor and a collector at the same time. I think this is like going to be one of those cards that are just extremely popular in 20 years. Yeah, I'm saying 20 years. When Ohtani is in the Hall of Fame, Ichiro's just got in the Hall of Fame. That's his rookie year on an incredible set. And the first year they did Independence Day. And I don't assume to be an expert on any of this. I just started collecting ultra modern cards, 2.5 years ago now. And obviously I'd been buying ultra modern cards or modern cards, for like a decade. I was cracking open boxes all the time. But I'm no expert. I've never done a bunch of research on these things when I started collecting them. I'm learning from guys I respect, guys that I take their thoughts very seriously in my brain as I collect. And that's Shane, Shoebox Legends, and Eric, those back pages. Those are the 2, not that I don't get inspired by other guys, but for buying these modern cards, I take a lot of what the knowledge that they've learned over the course of collecting these for their last 20 years and being on chats with people and being deep in the hobby, I am I'm like a newbie. But it doesn't mean that I don't know about baseball cards, and it doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to believe in a card and, fall in love with a certain card and buy as many copies as I can, because I think they have potential value to not only grow a substantial amount in popularity and in value in the long off future, but during that whole time, it doesn't mean I'm ever going to sell it in the future either, but I get to enjoy that card the whole time. It's just like the coolest thing. That's what investing in cards, I've always said, it's a real thing, because you invest in a stock, I have no connection to them. I do it. Done it my whole life. My uncle was a stockbroker. I don't talk about that stuff. It's a different thing. That I don't have connections to. When it goes up a whole bunch, you sell it. When the company you love is getting crushed, you buy it. I have no mental attachments to them. I don't get to enjoy them. I don't even want to look at them. It's like, okay, glance at CNBC once a day. But these, I get to enjoy on a personal level, on a deep level, and connect and hold them and have them displayed. So it's just such a two-way thing for me in my collection. And it's funny because when I took, what up, Adam? Yeah, dude, what? You got away from the wife and kids for a bit. What are you targeting? That's what I've been talking about, man. You're gonna have to rewind it. Still talk about it right now. How I'm not targeting Ohtani cards. This is the first Ohtani card I bought, I think, in 2 years, or at least in a year that I can think about. There might have been a random one, but I've just been selling all the base cards that I own, and pretty much almost polished them all off. I kept all the numbered stuff, but I said from day one, there was a marriage to me. But so I'll take this to Jeremy Lee's the Spectrum, man. That Spectrum thing, if you guys haven't taken about it, holy smokes, it's so much fun as a collector and thinking deeply about collecting and how, like, what type of collector you are. I resonated with it, and I was very surprised at where I ranked. I had no expectations. I didn't know what was good, what was bad. I didn't look. They don't give you all the details in the beginning, maybe on purpose, but that's pretty good. Beer, it's lasting a long time too. When I took it, I was a 13, and that is a shoot. What is that, Orlando? What is that? It's not a nostalgia. God, I forgot. Tell me what that is. Well, I ended up being like one of those that aren't supposed to care about value, which I was fascinated with, because I've always cared about value. I answered the questions 100% truthfully, and I didn't even get stuck on any. Yeah, purist. Thank you, Scott. I was ranked a purist at 13. And the way I'm talking right now, to me, from what it seems like people are saying is the purist, I'm not supposed to talk like this. But to me, I'm a full-blown purist. I love the combination of both. But I absolutely don't buy cards just because I think they're going to go up in value. I don't buy a card I don't want. I'm not a petty. I don't want to buy cards I don't want or I don't like. I think actually that's like a pet peeve of mine, and I don't want to offend anyone. But man, when everybody says in comments, I'm sure I've done it too, collect what you like. Like, dude, come on. Do we really have to say this? Like, if you're not collecting things you like, what are you doing unless you're literally, you're the epitome of just a flipper or you're not even an investor. You're just, well, I guess you're an investor too, but if you have no enjoyment in the cards, if you don't care about the cards, there's no point buying these cards. There's, major risk in all of this, of course. I thought for decades I was by myself. I didn't know there was YouTube. I didn't know there was vlogs out there, any of that stuff. Okay. So, Adam, you did it. Oh, sick. Oh, yeah. I'm a 23 purist and kind of investor. I thought after So 23 still purist. I thought that turned into nostalgia. Wow. Okay. You're a purist too, huh, Adam? So it made sense to me. I read the whole description of it, made perfect sense to me. I thought it nailed it. I was like, yeah, this is what I am. This is how it was. But now I hear Jeremy and everybody talking about what a purist is like supposed to be. So I guess he upgraded some questions. So I'm gonna try it again and see if I rank the same. I'm gonna, because it's so fun to take. I spent like I spent like an hour, half hour, whatever it was. I had an absolute blast. So I thought it nailed me, but now when people hear me talk, they might think differently. But no, I love it. So more targets. Yeah. This was hilarious. So the other night there was a live, and Matt, it wasn't a live. Matt the Card Story was on Theo's channel talking about him selling iconic rookie cards for non-iconic rookie cards. And I'm like throwing tomatoes at the screen going, Matt, what are you doing? No, those are the best cards in the world. I am on the complete opposite side of collecting when I saw Matt's video. And to prove it, which I was laughing so hard. Now, dude, this isn't talking crap on Matt, or on anyone who collects that way. There's cards. I love cards, but there's lots of cards that I do not have any attraction to or any connection to whatsoever. And some things I don't even think are cards. That doesn't mean that I can't get fired up for somebody else. Like watching that video, I watched the whole thing. But it was more like watching me, what are you doing? Like, oh, no way, don't sell it, don't do it. That mantle's not even close to as nice. I don't even want a big picture of Mickey Mantle on my wall. I just want Mickey Mantle's little rookie card, But he put the yount on, selling the yount, the 75 yount, or not collecting the 75 yount, and wanted to host this. He has the whole panel of the three. I bought this card years ago in a lot. And the lot was, the main reason I bought the lot was because there was a centered 75 Topps card. And this was like a freebie in it, a whole bunch of other cards. I haven't liked this card since I've owned it. I didn't want it when I got it. I don't like it now. So I put it, it's been on eBay for a month. And it was on eBay when Matt shared his, like, this is the card he's going for. I'm doing the exact opposite. Call me dumb. Call me the worst investor in the world. The pop count means absolutely nothing to me if I do not like the card to begin with. So whether a card is more rare, if I don't like the card to begin with, I don't care one bit. Give me the card they printed a million of, like Victor, who wants all the base cards of these rookie card players. Then that's what he loves. Matt, I love, just like Matt, he loves the cards that no one sees, no one has. I want the cards in with Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron, all these guys, all these cards I grew up looking at on the card walls, in the card displays as a kid. Those cards to me will always have the most special place in my collection. The iconic list I have of the top 55 cards are the most, yes, you guys nailing it in the chat. You guys are, nostalgic is nailing it. You're like inside my brain, Orlando. Even though you guys are talking about the spectrum. Those cards to me are the most nostalgic. These regular Topps cards, the 75 Topps crushes this hostess. And I was laughing so hard. And, I like when people give me a hard time. Like, I know a lot of guys don't like Ken's Cardboard always says how he hates the printing plates. He doesn't collect them. He doesn't even think they're cards. and he jabs me and I'm like, dude, you're insane. To me, I look at my printing plates and some of them are hideous, but the ones that I have are beautiful. I look at them, I go, the history of this printing plate, the way this card is like the only one in the world, and it made all the other examples, to me, it blows my collector's brain. Where probably more than half, 90% of the collectors out there don't know. 99% of the collectors don't even know what a printing plate is. To look at them, think they're hideous, don't want anything to do with them. But for me, man, I'm like, dude, these are the coolest things in the whole world. And I also remember pulling them from packs. You know, I know I'm shooting all over. That's the stuff that I love. That's the whole talk with thewire.com or Leighton's, you know, website. Like I'm gonna want to do the watch list setup for printing plates, certain ones that are iconic to me. And the Topps cards to me, when I'm at the show, I would love Topps cards. When I see one that's just the gold, the double, I don't know, I'm going to make some kind of sticker at some point just for my own. I've said it for a long time. I'm going to do it at some point. The triple gold Shaka or the gold Shaka. I think I have 3 Shakas on a sticker, you know, the gold Shaka, you know, the silver Shaka, and, you know, or maybe I'll have the platinum Shaka and then the silver Shaka and then the copper Shaka. The gold Shaka label, if I see a gold Shaka Topps card, man, it's one of the big guys that I need. It's coming home with me, especially if it doesn't have the eye appeal sticker on there already. I don't want to pay $8 billion. Not that I don't think it's worth it, but you know, I've already bought all these cards before that craze took off. So now it's hard for me to buy those cards. So yes, let me see. Let me look at my phone I'm not ready to quit this live yet. It's been an hour, I know, but I'm having fun. So let me look at my list of topics that I was supposed to do with some of these I was supposed to do with Adam. And we were going to film a Turn Back the Clock on Monday, but something happened, so I couldn't do it anymore. Dealer versus collector. I love this. I've touched on this many times, and it always fascinates me when I hear dealers talk about cards. And you know, there's certain dealers that are pure collectors. I would call them purists. They're pure collectors, but they're also dealers. I totally think that exists because I sell cards. If I had shows here, if I lived on the mainland, I'd be setting up at a card show every weekend. 100%. No doubt about it. I would be totally like, why didn't I do it before when I lived there? I was like in my own little world, you know? But yeah, the Mike Baker, I want the shot. Definitely. Dealer versus collector. When I hear dealers talk about cards they think are going to go up in value and cards that they're targeting, I think as a collector, dare I say, the dumbest advice we can listen to as a collector is following a pure dealer's advice on buying cards. Why? Because they're buying cards for the short term. It infuriates me sometimes. Because it doesn't infuriate me. I'm not mad at the person. It infuriates me on a collector's brain that I get all excited and I just like, oh, what are you talking about? Like me and George Diamond, we always have this discussion. He's a purist, but he's also a dealer, and he's always buying PSA 10s of 1980s cards and stuff. And I've been telling him for the last like 3 years, those things are like, those are gonna crash one day, and they have not yet. And those 80s cards, in fact, have just continued to rise. Because there's a lot of sheep in the hobby. And I don't want to say sheep in a bad way, but there's a lot of people who don't think for themselves. And they're not collectors. And if they are, they're listening to dealers speak about it, because these dealers are buying cards for the moment, because in the moment they have to buy the card that is going to sell the fastest. As a collector, I want to be looking for cards that the dealer forgot about. The dealer doesn't know about yet. The dealer hasn't thought about. The dealer doesn't even want. It's hard now because the dealers are trying to find centered cards as well. So that's pretty tough now. But other cards that dealers don't want, like the hated 9s, the hated 8s. If I'm a collector buying 1980s cards, I wouldn't touch 10 with 100,000 foot pole. I think when the market comes crashing down, and I've said it for years, I think we are in I've been putting us at like the 4th to 5th inning. I think we're probably in the 5th to 6th inning of this hobby boom spectacular. It's all relevant to, the economy as well. But I'll kind of include that too. I think the economy, whether it's not looking fantastic, I think the person. And I hate to talk about this stuff because it's not baseball cards, but whatever. I'll say what I think, anyways. I think the person that's in office right now has all the intention, like any person in office would, has all the intention in the world to keep the market up as long as he possibly can. And I think at all costs. So I think that whatever happens, I don't think the economy is going to crash in the next few years. I'll throw it out there. I don't think I don't think we're going to have a master crash in the economy in the next few years. And I think the cards are in the same boat. And I think cards, when the economy does crash, and I think that'll probably, well, it definitely will happen again, no doubt. I think that will probably happen before the cards do. And I think when that does, then the cards come crashing down. Then all the guys holding those 1980s PSA 10, that all the ones, then everyone's been buying up. Those are the first ones everyone's scrambling to get rid of, because the 9's $90 and the 10's $5,000. And you, like, literally the Mark McGwire Topps PSA 9's probably what, $150, and the 10's probably $5,000. And you can get one that you can't tell the difference. To me, the hot potato is that 10. Those are on fire. It's like Bitcoin. It's like it's like the meme stocks. Those are the meme stocks of today. Those are the guys that everybody's just buying. When the market comes crashing down, those will be the first. Those 9's that are $150, they just don't have that far to fall. And to me, the guys buying the 9's are us collectors, the ones that want the card. They want a nice example. They want the card. Just like vintage, the low grade, high eye appeal, those ones have the most cement around the moat. Those ones are going to hold up their value the most during a giant crash. And that's how I look at my collection. I always think of it the most safe and the ones that go up the most, like a combination of both. Least amount of risk, they have the most reward, in my opinion. And it's been proven right in the lower graded high eye appeal stuff. But the high grade stuff I have not been proven right on. Those have been still ticking up. Except for the vintage stuff, all the stuff I sold in 7 and 8s, the ones that I sold back in the peak, just like that Ohtani PSA 10, those finally caught up to where they were before. Those ones are in the same place. Like a 69 Erie Banks in a PSA 8 is the same price now as it was during the peak. So those are pretty much staying steady. Maybe the big 10s are skyrocketing, probably. But I love that stuff. Let's see. I really don't like bringing up like stocks and investing, because I'm not in. I could be dead wrong on everything I do. I don't even tell people what things I'm investing in. Besides, that's why I have this card channel, because I don't want to be talked out of positions and out of things. I have a very strong conviction my whole life of certain things that I've done, and most of the time I think I'm crazy. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Cards, I don't mind speaking my mind 100% on them. I don't mind being 100% wrong on buying this Ohtani for $700. That is, manufactured scarcity, manufactured rarity. I don't mind. I'm not scared. And I don't mind talking about it. And I don't mind being blatant, and brings me to the dealer versus collector. I think that if you want the most bang for your buck and you want your collection to gain the most value in the future, I know anyone's watching this already knows this, but I just like to say it. I know when I talk in my videos, the only people listening are my friends who already know my opinions. But as a collector, I like talking about them. I like to say these opinions out loud. Orlando, I agree. PSA 10s are like Bitcoin. Look what happened to Bitcoin. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And everyone knew, anyone who's been investing a long time knew 100% that Bitcoin was going to retrace its steps back to the $50,000 mark at some point. It was inevitable. It was going to happen, whether it happened, where it just happened and went to 60, or it happened 5 years from now. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be partaking in the PSA 10s. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be partaking in the Bitcoin, because that ride can last a long time. So it's not anything against those guys, riding that train of froth and the PSA 10s because they've been right. And Bitcoin was right to own for a long time. I just don't want to have that pressure of having to sell those PSA 10s at the right time or any of that. I think the right time to sell the PSA 10s is now. Get out of them. So to me, back to that whole me talking, saying my opinions about investing in cards. I think the smartest thing anyone can do is watch collectors, how they are collecting, ones that you respect and you see their collection and the way they talk about their collection and the ones you are the most inspired by and that you think will bring the most joy long term and value. I think that's where if you're looking for a card to gain the most value, looking for your collection to be the most valuable, that's, to me, those are the guys you want to look at. And they're not the guys, some guys are big channels. I could name a whole bunch in the chat. You got Rick, you got Adam, you got Orlando, Stoops, you got all these guys sharing their knowledge about cards. You got Josh, Wax Packs, everybody who's been in here sharing their knowledge and their collections with one another and putting their opinions out, running that all through your brain. I think you have the best chance of making your cards worth the most in the future, also, and enjoying them the most in the present time. Way over listening to some dealer telling you about what cards are going to go up the most in value in the future and this and that. Like when I hear, all respect for dealers and their thoughts in videos, and I love listening to them. Those are some of my favorite podcasts to listen to. When Greg has dealers on and they talk about cards and they talk about values and what they are buying and things, I listen to them and I run that through my brain just as well. But for most of the time, I disagree with them a lot of the time. Now they're kind of getting on the whole centering train and paying over comps and being like me and saying comps can suck it. Maybe they have been like that in the past, but now there's just a lot more of that going on YouTube. A lot more dealers are talking. I just find myself resonating more and being more in agreements with guys on here that have been collecting and collectors who are thinking about long-term holding their cards for years and enjoying them the most in that entire time you have them. To me, that brings the most value. So dealer versus collector was like a topic that I always find fascinating. I disagree with so many of them, but there's also some that I do agree with. But we always have, to me, it's like a warning. You have to remember who you're listening to. Are you listening to a dealer? Because a dealer is trying to buy a card for that moment and sell it the next. A collector is trying to buy the card that fits his collection the most in the longest term possible and get it for the best price and have the most rarest version or whatever you want. Yeah, I love it. So let's see, what else do I got here? I had another one on my list that said, I can't help, which ties into that one. I can't help saying my opinions. There was a topic the other day. Oh, where was it? Probably Jeremy Lee's. And they brought up when you tell somebody like the guy brought up 1987 Topps. He was on a live with him. I think it was the Upper Deck guy. And he said, oh, I hate 1987 Topps. I go, you're out of your mind. I don't take offense. I do not take a lick of offense when a guy says a set, he hates a set. He thinks it's ugly. He thinks it's nasty. Like, I don't take offense to that. In fact, it rallies my troops. I'm like, yeah, like, I remember this conversation I had with Alex Bowman 53. He loves cards. He's just like the greatest, kindest guy ever. We were eating at a place with Jason and Scott Reader Studios. I was in the car with Jason, everyday card collector, and we had shakes and some burgers and stuff. And I asked what their favorite sets were, and Topps, and Alex hates 1958 Topps. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. It's like his least favorite set. And Dan, vintage card PC Dan, he hates 58 tops. I never forget who hates the sets I love. But it doesn't mean I dislike the person. And the only thing, so the topic was like, like people get offended by that. People get offended when they think, I think people get offended when they think certain sets are ugly. Like I think 49 Bowman's like the ugliest set. Is it 48 Bowman? 48 Bowman is the ugliest set in ever made. No, you know what? I actually take that back. The ugliest set ever made, in my opinion, I have it on my wall. 1940 play ball. I don't want to get these wrong. I get crucified. 1940 play ball, I think, is like the ugliest set ever made. Because I think the black and white cards are ugly. I think they just think those two sets, they're just not that vibrant. They're just dull. They're like ugly printing plates. Literally, I have black printing plates that look twice as bright and vibrant than those. I just don't like them. But the topic was like, people get offended. I in the chat. So anyone who watches this later, is it good for the chat? Actually, any of the topics, I love reading chats. I love them. And I love the chats live on here. Do you guys there's 27 people, so I should have a couple comments. Do you guys get offended when someone, now there's a difference. Let me clarify. If I show a card, I show this card and someone's like, I hate that. I want to say I hate that card. That was stupid. That's an ugly version of that card. How about that? That's an ugly version of that card. Or I just think there's a time and a place. So when my buddies say Mitchell was on here earlier, White Sox collector, he loves 48 Bowman. He collected the whole set. It looks marvelous on his wall. It's awesome. I think Dan collects 48 Bowman too. I've never tried to offend, Mitchell for collecting that set. I'm talking about a set that he didn't design. He didn't build these cards. He didn't make these cards. And when he shares them, they're beautiful. When he shares them, I'm excited for him. I'm genuinely excited. I love it. I love the passion that everyone shares for their cards. But I think I'm entitled to be like, oh man, 1948 Bowman's the ugliest set ever, when we're in a discussion like this. When it's like a safe space, not when someone's sharing a card individually. So if I shared a 1958 Topps card, let me put up some comments. Thou shalt not insult 1987 Topps. Jacob, that was from Adam. Jacob Dahl, I don't get offended. Everyone likes something different, so it's okay. I don't get offended if someone says my favorite sets are ugly. You must be smoking some of that 1991 Fleer. 1991 Fleer is sick, dude. Oh, is 91 the yellow? Yeah, yellow, and then it's the blue border after that. Yeah, yellow set, dude. That was sick. That had the 1991 Fleer Roger Clemens black border ones that you pulled. I remember getting a couple of those boxes from Costco when I was a kid. Open them up looking for, did those come from the 92 set or did those come from 91? That was the banana. 91 was banana set, I think. Well, okay, so I try not to yuck someone's yum. Hate is a strong word. It's not my favorite. It's how I roll. Okay, Mookie, that's totally fair. So hate is a strong word. But I think when I'm talking about cards, like, I hate this card. I have it in my collection. I hate this card. It's a strong word. I don't like this card, okay? I'll say I don't like this card. When someone shares a card on a video and they're on a live stream or they're showing it on their channel, I'm never ever going to say that card is ugly. I don't like that card. Because in that moment, they're talking about adding it to their collection. So it's awesome. It's like, that's a sick card. That's beautiful. Way to go. Whether the eye appeal is what I would want or not, or the set is ugly or not, in that moment, it's awesome. That's not the time and place to discuss or talk about how ugly a set is or how much you hate a card. But when someone brings up different sets, when we're talking, like, I love talking about sets and design. When I bring that stuff up, I have no problem with someone saying 1938 Gaudi Heads Up is like the ugliest set they've ever seen. They hate the head. They hate the cartoons. They hate all that. I actually, in fact, love when people, I mean, I love it when they say they love that set more, of course, but I love just that conversation. I just love my favorite thing to ask anyone when I'm sitting on my deck and someone comes over about cards or I'm at a card show is what set's your favorite? And then the next is what ones do you hate? Which ones do you not like the most, Mookie? Um, I love that. So that was a conversation on Jeremy Lee's, and I did touch, it didn't touch my nerve for me, but it made me think about it. And I just want to make sure I don't offend people. Yeah, I don't get offended when someone collects pinhole cards. Dude, look, I got a whole pinhole collection. I got like 10 feet of pinhole. My wife bought me these flat wall tiles, the felt wall tiles. They're behind my display, and it's a whole pinhole wall. So that entire back of that display is all for pinhole cards and pinhole things that mean something to me. I share with you guys, but I really want to show that other side right now. But I'll share a picture when I'm finished with it. Yeah, I don't know. In the comments, what do you guys think? It's definitely not okay. So I'll put my 2 cents in. Definitely not okay to say when someone's sharing a card in a video and it's not a rankings video, it's not a design video, but they're sharing their card for their collection. It's not okay in my brain to say that's ugly card because it doesn't hit the same either. I just wouldn't think that. It's not going through my brain at that moment. What's going through my brain is, man, that's an awesome addition to your collection. That's an awesome 48 Bowman for your collection, Mitchell. That's super epic. But if I'm in a discussion and we're talking about my least favorite Bowman sets, that one's number one, and I'll say it without a problem, and I don't get offended by it. So I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on that because they didn't touch on it too long. Jeremy thought it was offensive for a moment, but I don't want to put words in his mouth. And I think he might have come around. They didn't talk about it too long, but I love that stuff. You guys all know my favorite thing to talk about is designs and the aesthetics of cards. I love the condition of cards. Like, I love looking at my cards all up close and personal and staring at them on the wall. That's like a jam that I love. Agree to disagree. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Here we go. Oh, Jude. Oh man, yeah, that's like an unwritten rule. Collector's unwritten rule. There we go. I'm gonna get some hate on this one. Oh, Alex on here. I mean, the whole hobby is built on personal preference. We have to talk about it somehow. Exactly. I mean, we got to talk. To me, it makes it fun. What else are we supposed to talk about? I know guys love talking about the history of each of these players, and the only history I like are the history of the cards that I have, and the players that I read books on. Like, I'm reading my 3rd book now on Leo DeRocher. So the other day I pulled one card out and I put some other cards with it, and I did that for like, I've done that all my shorts, tons of my shorts. I put cards when I'm reading a book. I pull those guys' cards out and I put cards along as it goes with the sayings and stuff. And I love doing shorts. It's like I love doing those things because I get to play with my cards. Alex saw that. That's why I kind of talk about it right now. But that's the stuff that I geek out over designs and talking about it. Like oversized cards to me, they're half of them aren't even cards to me. But when someone's sharing them in their collection, dude, I'm like, I don't look at it and be like, oh my gosh, are you insane? No way. I go, that's a sick addition. I enjoyed every single second of watching Matt and Theo talk about cards I don't even want. I enjoyed every single second of it because Matt was so fired up and to watch his enjoyment. And I learned about some cards, that I just know I don't want even more. The more I see cards I don't like, the more I want cards that I do like. I'll tell you that right now. It's funny. I was in a chat the other day. Let's see who else in here. Late 40s. It's funny to disagree. Yes, it is. Exactly. Uh, Brian, late 40s Bowman is rough on the eyes. Early 50s Bowman is serious. I can't. I agree 100%. And Brian, like 1950 Bowman, it's not my favorite either. 51 is when it starts getting real for me. I just love the nameplates, but 50 Bowman is sick. 49 Bowman's sick. I think there's some black and whites in that one as well, but or no, is it there's ones without nameplates and there's ones with nameplates. I don't have the whole set of those. I only have a few. I don't even have a book that shows all of those, so I never really dove into it. Just a few cards I want. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Carl, very hot there. That's classic. It's perfect over here. We had a little rain, but did the show, my wife's art show today, and I also took my client's car to get a safety check. So nice weather over here. That should read NFL Game and Mail later in a year. I am so excited that football season is over after tomorrow. Freaking, I do not like football. I don't like it a single bit. It bores me to tears. It's just like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's like basketball. I see a little more. I did get into basketball one time for like a 4-year period back when Kobe was playing for the Lakers and they were going on those runs. Kobe scored like 81 year. Football, it's like a whistle every second. The plays always stop. It's like the quarterback is king. I don't get it. I don't like it. And maybe it's because I'm small. I just think it's probably because I'm small and I'm just never played the sport. I don't, and basketball, same thing. It's like, if I can't play the sport, I kind of just don't like it. It's like, I could play lightning for basketball and stuff, but I did play a real basketball game for a JV high school team because I've told this story before, but in high school, something happened to our JV team and they had a basketball game and our surf team, whatever happened to them, they couldn't play. No one could play. So they brought the surf team in and we played a real basketball game in high school. I was on the team. I think I got a few assists. I didn't get any points, but it was so freaking, we got smashed. But it was so cool to see all my surfer friends' names in the newspaper the next day for basketball. I don't think my name was in there because I looked for assists and stuff. It was so fun. It was so epic. I did take a couple shots. I remember I took a couple 3-pointers. Just everyone wanted me to score, right? The shortest guy I've ever seen on the court in high school, out there dribbling around people, it's like not having the funnest time ever. But gosh, man, tomorrow, and I don't not like my friends who collect football cards. It's irrelevant. Cards are cards to me. I collect cards of Mickey Mouse, I'm not even against collecting football cards. Like one day I might collect football cards. I just don't like football. I cannot wait till it's over. No more football talk. No more seeing. No more, like, half the podcast I listen to, they talk about football for 20 minutes. I just like, oh gosh. So, and every year we have a show. Tomorrow night, same thing. We have a show, and it costs us money every year because everyone's watching the freaking football game. And my wife set up in an event. No one's coming to the event until the game's over. And that one year is like Patrick Mahomes is in it, and they went into overtime. Oh, killed me. Oh, it cost us so much money. It's like seeing cards slip away. It was just like football. All right. Let's see. Surf team filling in for the basketball team. Totally would. It was pretty epic. Pretty epic. Let's see. I don't even know. Who's in the is the 49ers in it? No. It's the Patriots and Seattle. Patriots and Seattle. I don't know. I don't like football, so I just don't care. If I go to my brother-in-law's house, my sister-in-law's house, they invite us over. We have an event, but I might be able to slip over there. If I can, then whoever they're rooting for, I'll root for them and have a good time. Otherwise, probably the Patriots because, I don't even know if Adam Splendid Sports even wants the Patriots to win because, well, I guess the I don't think the quarterback. You know who I want to win? The guy who's replacing the quarterback who got hurt. Whatever team that is, I'm picking it now. That's who I'm picking. I'm picking the team whose quarterback had. I don't even think he played in the season. The other team. That's who I'm picking. The team where the main quarterback got hurt in the final game. Is this real? Am I saying truth here? I think. And there's going to be a quarterback that hasn't even played. Is that real? All right. Let's go on to another sport. You don't like soccer, DD. That's football. Okay. I never watched an entire soccer game. Never watched an entire one. My brother-in-law is a soccer coach. He coaches the girls soccer team high school, and they went to state, like crushed it from like 0 to hero. That team went, and he was a huge soccer player. My nephew is in Spain, playing professional soccer right now. He could sign a contract any moment. If I'm not mistaken, they've had a few games in there in this season, and he's in he's 2 divisions below like the Messi division, like the top of the top. He's 18. He scored 5 goals in 3 games, and it was the only 3 games that he's played. So that's massive. So I've never seen another person that has played a sport harder and longer and spent more time practicing than my nephew Titus. And when Titus makes it and they have cards of his, me and my brother-in-law have already we are going full blown. I'm going to be buying cases. I will spend all my collecting money trying to pull Titus's cards from soccer packs. I have a 100% faith that he's going to make it all the way to the top. He played 6 hours a day from his childhood all the way and every day to now. He went to high school playing soccer at literally a high school soccer a team that I think Messi might have played for him, and they have a high school team. Anyways, he went to a high school soccer only. It's just soccer. And then he went overseas playing soccer over there. So pretty sick. Yeah, he's right there. He's lower. He's in there's I've been explained to it a million times, but I don't follow it. So I talk to him about once a month, and then I talk to my sister, my brother-in-law. They're kind of keeping me informed. All the people he's playing with are much older. And he's it's really incredible. So you can bet your butt, Henry, I'm going to be collecting. I already collect soccer cards. I collect Mbappe because I was opening packs with Titus. So I totally collect cards of sports I don't even watch. I will watch Titus play. I will, I got my passport this year just in case. It's all ready to go. So the second, if he makes it and he's going to be playing, I can already watch him online. I just haven't figured out how to get this freaking app. Last week I was supposed to watch a game and can't figure out how to do it. I just can't figure out how to do it, but I will. As soon as he makes it, I will be on a plane. We'll be watching. So that's going to happen. Can't wait. Visit Titus. You can surf. Actually, Titus is coming over here this summer. So it's going to be epic. He comes over here every couple of years. He's going to come over probably earlier than his family, hang out for a week. He can surf too, which is pretty sick. I've taught him how to surf over the years coming over here, and he can get up and go down the line. If you know surfing, it can take you 5 years to get up and go down the line, go down the face of a wave. That's the feeling that is unlike anything else in the world. Skiing is laughable compared to a feeling you get surfing. Going on powder there is nothing like going down the face of a wave, the side of a wave. It's unlike anything in the whole world. Total sidetrack, I know. I just keep blabbing. All right, let's go back to collecting cards. What's next on the agenda? We'll do one more topic here. What Well, I kind of did what you like. Oh, collect what you like. That's kind of like a everybody says it. It's like, I get it. We know it, right? Why? Okay, there was a question asked. I don't know where I'm going to go with this brain of mine. Why do I collect? How seeing baseball cards makes my brain spin. This was another one on Jeremy Lee's live, and I think Chris, I'm sure, brought this up if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe Joe brought it up. Maybe Jeremy brought it up. And they talked about it for a little bit, but they didn't talk about it too long because it was such a deep thought that everybody wanted to kind of take it home and contemplate on it. But why the heck do we collect these things? Like, I didn't hold this card as a kid. I don't have a nostalgic connection to this baseball card here. I have a nostalgic connection to this cat card, this incredible cat gambling and a surfer in the background, a cat sticker. I have the most personal, physical, mental reaction to holding this cat card in my hand. Um, it's hard to explain to anyone who doesn't collect cards. But this card right here, you look on the back, you got Little House on the Prairie cat. On the front, I pulled this out and one touched it the other day. I have this collection of cat sticker cards. And when I hold it, when I see these cards, it takes me just takes me all the way back to like when I was 5, 6 years old. And I've gone through this collection of cat cards 1,000 times. And it was about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, that I was at my sister's house in Washington in her attic. And there was a whole set. And my sister collected these cards as well. And I didn't know if hers were mine or mine were hers growing up. I don't remember, but I played with these cards so long. And when I hold cards like this, and I hold cards like these Topps MVP buybacks, and when I look at them, I have a physical reaction. I have this like when I walk away, when I'm on a walk, when I'm outside, when I'm doing a yard work, when I'm surfing, when I'm sitting in the ocean, if I'm not thinking about like something important, something mentally important, I'm thinking about sports cards. I'm thinking about cat cards. I'm thinking about Mickey Mouse cards. I'm thinking about combo cards. I'm thinking about refractors. I'm thinking about my collection and how I want to build it. I'm thinking about, man, what's the smartest move in my collection I can make? I'm thinking about cards I can trade. I'm thinking about how can I make a display better? How can I put these three cards together? I really have a fascination. We all do, but it's just like a deep sense and deep connection to these pieces of cardboard that it's very hard to explain to a non-collector what they do. And when I have a modern card that, like that's one reason that I talked about earlier is like collecting rare cards versus iconic cards or cards you see every day. I love cards that I see every day. Oh, I don't see them every day unless I have them, but cards you see every day at a card show, I just have this emotional reaction to them. I can't help it. I love them. But then I also find myself having emotional reactions to like modern cards, cards that I have never seen before. My vintage Japanese baseball card collection. When I look at what I've created, the sets that I built, like the mini sets, it blows my mind. I just love it. Yeah, Ken, I was talking about you earlier. Oh yeah, how much you hate printing plates. And I hate you for hating printing plates. And not even, but I definitely said that. And then I shared a card. Well, your Paul Correa card you gifted me is right here. I'm looking at it right now. It's in one of my new One Touch boxes. Dude, next weekend, Rod's gonna be sick. Holy smokes! Way to go, Tim. Way to finish. Catwoman is my favorite. Boozle. Yeah, they are from the 80s. Someone the set was like $1. Dude, Henry, you've seen these things. What about the players of cats in their name? Dude, Josh, You gotta show. I'm trying to think. I know I can. What's the one? Cats. Can't. It's the picture. Catfish Hunter. That's the guy in my head. Not the same, you know. See, there we go, dude. I was talking about this earlier, Ken. Like, are you when you're talking? See, like, Ken, you're so honest. Even when I'm sharing cards individually on my channel, you'll be like, I don't even like that card. I don't like it. Where I am like I won't say that. If someone's sharing a card individually on their channel, I'm not going to say I don't like that card. I'll be stoked for them, super sick. But if they're sharing it on a live that we're talking about design and talking about favorites and talking about cards like that on that front, but not talking about my personal way I'm collecting, then I'm all for it. Like, have at it. That's how I see it. But I love your straight up, like, to me, you're like, yeah, dude. Oh, I hate printing plates and not cards. Dude, see? I'm not taking offense to that. Every time I share one, I'm waiting for your comment. It's so funny. Let's see. Oh yeah, Jim Cott. Is it Jim Cott or Jim Cat? Dude, Jim Cott, man. No guy I'll never have his rookie card. It means, I mean, no offense, Jim Cott. It means nothing to me, guys. Hall of Fame or not, I'll never have a Jim Cott card in my collection that isn't like I'll consider it a common. Dylan, what are your slab boxes made of? MDF. They are poplar. Those cheap pre-sanded sheets of poplar you get, the lightest wood possible. I make all my wife's displays out of those at the shows because they're super light. You can sand them. Again, I use not 1000 grit, but screen sand because they're already sanded and they're easy to work with. And you don't want your boxes heavy, right? You don't want them heavy. See, there's glass on both sides, so you can have two collections going. And I can see what's on the front at all time. Oh, yeah, this side's empty, so I got room to grow. I love that. Yeah, let me show you another one that's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, cards are just cards. So let me go back to how they make me feel. And like kind of the earlier topic. Oh yeah, Felix Hernandez. Felix the cat. That's so sick. Oh no. I got Boozle as an enemy. Jim Cott, you'll pay for this, Dylan. Oh shoot. Mudcat Grant. Man, all these cat names. That's insane. Dude, but you just can't beat a cat that's gambling, and everybody's so anti-gambling. And I'm like, I'm all about gambling, man. Gambling, I grew up gambling. I love gambling. You got a cat gambling and surfing on the same card. It's like this might be the holy grail. This might be the greatest card of my collection. It's certainly one of the most meaningful cards in my collection. It's definitely in the top 10 most meaningful cards in my collection. Period. I mean, I upgraded a cat card to a one touch. How much more meaningful can you get? How's this? So this box right here. This is a sick one. This one's empty. This is my overflow vintage double D graded cards. So I've got some awesome cards in here. I got my 1960 combo card, Frank Robinson, and two other players I don't know, but I don't care. The Cincy Clouders. I mean, you got Frank Robinson. That's why I bought this card. You common player lovers, more power to you, man. You want to dive in and learn all about your common card players, non-common people. Awesome. I don't care about commons in my collection. Like my 38 Gaudy collection, all the commons I'm collecting, I haven't done research on any of the guys. I never will. I just love the card. I love it. Well, I found it super funny. I thought maybe I was alone in this. I know, that's another thing people will get offended. Don't call them common. Don't call them common players. They're not common people, but they're common cards. They're not common people. Bill Rigney, he's not common. I think he was the very first ever Angels manager. He's not common. I mean, he's not a common human, but it's a common card. In my opinion, it's beautiful. Goes in my overflow. These epic, like this Willie Davis card. Willie Davis is pretty well known. 63 World Series card, super sick. So my overflow. So what I'm trying to do is like my overflow is just radical. It's just got some really well centered, beautiful baseball cards in it. I'm trying to keep I redid all my albums and put them all in perfect order because I'm gonna finish up. Oh yeah, we got Catfish Hunter Hammer. Yeah, Freddie Patek he's a common, but actually commons. He's a common, but he was an incredible ball player. But Freddie Patek is the shortest baseball player to ever live. Real baseball player. True player. So that's why I collect his cards. I collect plenty of commons. There's guys that I love that are common, but the guy's not common. The card's common. Okay, my entire collection is overflow. I think, dude. Wait, let me get to this petty one. Hold on. This one's super good. Oh, why I can't do it? My Petty's comment. My entire collection is overflow. I think. Oh, I freaking love that comment right there. Oh, I love it. Dude, Teddy, is that you that put all those cards? Yeah, all those Topps cards up on CIA auction. Oh man, you're like the mover and shaker right now. You know what it is, Teddy? You got a problem. Your problem is you just went down this rabbit hole of just monster mayhem. And I get it, because it's really hard to go from monster mayhem back to like $100, $25 cards. It's not easy. It takes a mindset that's difficult, but I found my love again, because I put all my vintage, my monster cards away for a while because I was like getting too excited to keep buying monsters and like blowing up part of my collection. I really just it wasn't that I just like lost love for any of my, Hank Aaron's and the other, the 1970 Hank Aaron card or the 1971 Willie Mays card. It's that I love my iconic cards so much, and I feel this like need to have them all now while I'm like I want to own them as long as I possibly can. I want to enjoy them forever, right? I get that, but what I did, recently is went through all my albums, redid every single one. They're all in order of years, which they've always been, but I didn't have them all. Long story short, what I did was within the collection, I put them in. I'll show you. It's so sick what I did that I got truly inspired again by my own collection all over again. Oh, it's right here. This is the one I want to share. I mean, this is all of them. But what I did was I started looking at my collection, putting them in order in like this. Like all the Ted Williams cards. So this binder is 1953, 54, and 55. 53, 54, 50, wait, what is this? Let me look. I have it on this box. I just redid them. So 53, 54, 55, and 56. And so these are all the cards that I have that aren't displayed. But all the cards that are on my wall also fit in this binder now. And I reorganized them, so I fell in love with these cards again because of the organization of them. So like that page, and then I got my Jackie page right here. So I have the 53, it's on my wall, 54, 55, 56. So done, right? No desire to sell these because it's like, dude, the page it's just insane. I don't need to sell all 4 of those to get like something else. I got my Willie Mays page. I need the 53, so I left the space for it. Got the 54, 55, 56. Like, I'm just loving it. And then when you get to like, I got Hank Aaron. Kind of gives, I have the rookie, it's on my wall. 55, 56. And then the next binder is 57, 58, 59. I fell back in love this last couple weeks redoing these with, like, I did it in the 70s too. So I fell back in love with the standard Topps cards of these guys. Like, not that I didn't fall out of love. It's kind of the wrong word, but I got like so jacked up on them again. I'm like, dude, at one point, like I have thoughts like I've always thought, oh, I could sell this. Even when I bought a couple of these, these Hank Aaron's, like, oh, I could sell the 56 Hank Aaron. I can find another one centered. It's not that difficult to find dead centered. I just remember where I bought it, from George, drinking one night, like it was half dark. It's a beautiful copy. Like it's a gold label copy, but I'm like, I can find another one. I know I can, but putting these in the binder in the order that I did before I had all. So how I did it before is I just put all the 54s on one page, Ted Williams, Willie Mays, all of them 54. And then next would be 55, 56 and so on. This way I put them in order of like player run. And it just made it like, oh, I don't need a whole player run. I just have certain binder pages that I want to fill now. So when I'm at the show and I'm like, which one did I need? I needed the Willie Mays 53. So like, if I find a Willie Mays 53, like the proper one, like, whoa, I can finish that binder page, blow my collector brain out. Love it. So Peggy, back to the addiction to the big stuff and just that type of stuff. Yeah, I get it, man. Not saying you're addicted to it, but we all are in a way, right? We all have this hunger and love. Yeah. Dude, I'm built a moat around mine too, man. Totally. Shoot. Okay, let me see the shoe. This one right here. The Shohei Ichiro. Dude, you mean this version? The Independence Day version of that card? Holy moly, this is a beast. Dude. Oh my gosh, man. Woo-wee. I was talking about this one earlier. All right, let me see. Comments are getting good. If you love it, why don't you marry it? That's how it's good. Modern base, great fire starter. Yeah, dude, I mean, gosh, man, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't bother me one single bit if people throw away base cards. Like, do you really need to carry around your 5,000 count box of 1987 Topps for 25 years? I have, and it's just like, this is a joke. Like, what? Dude, I should have got rid of them like 25 years ago. Just keep what I want. It just doesn't bother me like it bothers other people. It bothers me none. They made billions of these things. Today, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. They're your cards. Do you want? Throw them away. Somebody else will come along and grab them out of the trash can. If you want them so bad, grab them out of the trash can. We're all buying the cards we want. None of that ever bothered me. The ones when I was a kid that I didn't want, I put them right in my bike boats. They're gone. Motorcycle, way more important to have a motorcycle bike as a kid than a Earl Weaver manager card from 1987 Topps. Still the same for me this day. All right, let's see. Love Island. Tough to make an Independence Day card of Randy Quaid. I don't know who Randy Quaid is. Tell me who Randy Quaid is. Yeah, I mean, that's sick. That's super sick. And there's nothing wrong with it. I still got all these base cards. I still got open thousands and thousands of 2008 Bowman Chrome. I still have all the base cards, like 2 5,000 count boxes full of them. I have a 5,000 count box full of all refractors. The whole box is all refractors from all my years I was opening. It's like, from the 2000s. I don't know what to do with them all. I've been going through and putting them in my my new One Touch box of cards that mean something to me, pulling out certain players that are now big players, and I know I pulled them. They're getting upgraded. So there's something. I mean, I don't need to throw them away, but you know what I mean. Throw their cards away. I wish everyone would throw away their cards. Oh man, Jeannie says, I wish everyone would throw their cards away. Make the rare, baby. Make them rare, baby. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Give away. Where am I going to give them away to? Where are they going to go? I live on an island. Nobody's going to take them. The only thing they collect over here is Pokemon cards. I go to the show. No, it's all Pokemon cards. Yeah, there was a movie called Independence Day. So good. He was an old kook who had to fly a plane in an alien ship. Oh, that guy. Oh yeah. Oh, is he the guy who lived in the trailer park and saved the world, right? Nicest guy. Ended up being he was like a war pilot prior. Yeah, I think that's the guy. Or is he? Oh, or is he the younger guy? He might have been the younger guy. Oh yeah, because Randy Quaid's young. That's his son, right? Oh no, yeah, that's the. Oh yeah, the guy from Christmas Vacation. Oh, that guy's freaking hilarious, Randy Quaid. That's that guy. Oh, the brother he did not want to come to Christmas. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh, we got here. Dylan, late to the live. Good to see you. Heck yeah, Matt. Hey, I was just talking about how how those cards you shared in your live with Theo. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. Had the best time ever. It was so fun. But every time I was like, oh, what are you doing? Are you out of your mind? Like this card you shared, you bought the whole panel. Granted, I don't even like my own copy of this card. I've had it for years and years and years. I've never wanted it. So it was on eBay when you got it, and I was like laughing so hard. So one guy loves it, one guy doesn't. It's nothing wrong with that. You go down that way, man. Gives me more of those iconic ones I can get. Bring those prices down. uh oh, I love it. But dude, I'm so stoked for you, man. It's so fun. I just wish you would share your collection more with us because I thoroughly enjoy watching how you collect cards. It's been such a fun ride watching you going here, going there, zigging and zagging and pollywagging, give a dog a bone. So sick. Ah, my gosh. All right. Well, I'll show you guys another card I picked up. Oh, 2 hours. Dude, I picked up this Mickey Mouse card. This thing, what I pay $17 for it. It is Bambi bread. It's from back in the 30s or 40s, and it came with bread. So pretty epic. And I'm not buying all of them I see, but this one touched the boxes for me. Look at the coconut tree right there. I have coconut trees all over our property. You got the pelican. You got Mickey Mouse. He looks like Santa Claus there, and he's on an island. This is an island. It's like Robinson Crusoe. It says it right in the thing. Just a sick card. And Mookie, something with these, they all have a cut right here. So maybe they were put on the bread tab. I was kind of thinking, or something. I don't know, man. I haven't done any research on it. I just thought it was super cool. I didn't know how big these were. They're slightly oversized. They're like actually they're very close to a regular sized baseball card or a regular sized cat card. So I will collect more of these. They're super cheap, and I think they're extremely cool. And I don't know what to do with them though. I don't know what cases they'll fit in. I certainly don't want it in this crappy case. So if anyone has any ideas, otherwise I'm going to send them to SGC or CGC, pay the 15-20 bucks to have it all slabbed up, have the information on there, and there we go. I can pay 15-20 bucks to have a card slabbed up just because I really like the looks of it, and I like to know about cards. That's why I like to slab my own cards because I like the information. It'd be nice to have the information of the Independence Day, knowing like this is the first time they did it, information about this set. So super sick. Shout out to Mookie Chilson. That goes along with my other theme of Mickey Mouse cards. This one is his baseball Japanese version. Like I could not buy this. And he's playing for the Blazers on this one on the back. It's just a sick card. I actually picked another Mickey Mouse card up just a day ago. It'd been on my watch list for I think a couple months. And I finally just I wasn't going to buy any circular cards. I was sticking to square cards as kind of a rule. I made up for that collection. And it was a Manko card. It was round Manko. I think I don't really care. I kind of said square, but I actually don't care as long. I like information on the back. And this card is a blank back that's coming. And so I like cards like that last Mickey Mouse I had. I like to see things on the back of cards. Kind of makes it a card for me. Blank backs, they don't hit the same for me. But this card I got of Mickey Mouse, it was finally he sent an offer It's like $21 from like the 30s. It's like it's my most favorite Mickey Mouse card I have in my collection now. Well, once it shows up. And is it even a card? It's circular. I'm not quite sure, but it's pretty sick. I'll show you actually. I have one of those, not from the same set, but I have a Superman Manco card from the 40s. It's like $5. And I'm not sold on circular cards, like they're pogs. I think they're pogs. For me as a kid, I got a pog coming, and this is a pog. That's kind of why I like square cards, because they're cards. Then for me, a card's got to be not giant and card size. I'm okay with postcards or cards because it says it in the word, but another subject for another day. But yeah. All right, let me see. What do we got here? Yeah, breaking my own rules. Senator doubly grading sucks right now. I think the guy doing my grading, I think he's going blind. He can't spot things anymore. I don't know what his problem is, but he's been messing up on the labels, and then he even sold a card to a friend. Granted, that card that was graded was probably graded 10 years ago, but didn't know it was color added. It was a 71 Topps Ted Williams card I sold on my whatnot. And my friend Eric sent it in to get graded SGC, and it came back authentic, color added. I said it was a 6. I was laughing my head off. It was not like it was an expensive card, but I didn't know to look for that. I've been grading cards for decades in my one touches, right? And I never thought to look. I don't buy a lot of 71s raw anyways, and I never thought to look for color on a 71 Ted Williams card. And then I sold him a 1953 Monty Irving Topps card, super far. It was a miscut, top to bottom. The thing was sharp. It was nice looking. As far as I could tell, it looked insane. And I think I probably didn't grade that one that long ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And because I remember I bought that in the flesh, and I sold that, and I had graded it a 4. And SGC gave it a 1.5, I guess, because I don't know. Maybe they saw something I didn't. Sharp top to bottom. But to be fair, I've sent 100 cards in that I graded, and they were super close. I've done videos on it, and I've had other guys, but dude, Double D's going blind, and I've been messing up on my slab labels lately. Probably because I have a lot of fun when I'm making the labels, so I get a little, thumbs. I'm playing for the Blazers. You know what I mean? Dylan's breaking rules. That circle Mickey is epic. Yeah, yeah. Mickey's the only one who's seen it. I did a let me show you guys something super cool. I did a entire thing right here. Display. I don't know. This is so hard. I'll show it again. But that is a horse racing display of my great grandpa's horse race that he owned, his horses that he owned. He was a huge gambler, huge horse racer. And I'll just show a couple of these. But what I found really awesome, I have all these, let's see, this is an owner's pin from 1949. 1949, and look at the number. Owner number 27. Mike Trout, baby. My great grandpa, Mr. J.A. Davis. Gosh, man. I asked my dad the other name. Like, I didn't even remember his name. So I'm forgetting it now. I think I asked him yesterday. I go, because my dad doesn't talk. I really got to make my dad have a good time to like talk about the history of my family, his family. His dad passed away when he was 16. It's probably not that easy for him to talk about stuff, but I bring it up. But then his great grandpa, and I found a box of all his racetrack stuff. Alvin Davis. Gosh, dang it, I forget. But I'm gonna call my great aunt. She's still alive. She's over 100, and it's this guy. So these are tickets. It's his autograph, and these are like tickets to the clubhouse. And then I got I have stacks and stacks of these official programs. And these are all filled out. So this is my great grandpa's bets. These are all his bets and all his odds and all the money that he made or lost. I have a record of all of it, and it's in every single book I have. I think I have like 40 books. I put a display with some of these epic programs. This thing is 1947, 48. Super epic stuff from my great grandpa that I just learned won a horse betting against like playing with like the mayor and the fire department, the policeman in Pasadena way back in the day. He was big time. I have a whole bunch of different owners stuff up here. I don't know what these are. Orlando, maybe you can tell me. I haven't had my dad in here because I was sick. But I'm gonna show him this stuff and ask him what this stuff is. I don't know what these are, but like I think these might have been on the horses, like horse pins. I have some horse hoof things too. What do you call those? Horseshoes. But yeah, so I've been into. So I didn't know, right? Growing up, that my grandpa was. I knew we had horse racing photos in the garage growing up, of like horses that our family owned. You know, my great grandpa owned, but I didn't know the story or anything till recently. But when I was, about 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I made this game. It's a horse racing game, and you spin this thing. This one is this was my number one I ever made. This was the prototype, you call it. 2016 I made this. It's a gambling game, and you put things on here and then you spin the wheel, and these are all the rules, and you do different things. There's a drinking game version right here, and then there's a gambling, and you can combo both of them, and all the rules work perfectly together, and there's warps. And I had parties where there were 20 of us around this table, $100 bills going crazy, but I made bigger ones with magnets so the money would go right in the middle. My wife helped me design this, and money goes right in the middle, and there's a huge spinner on it. All the rules were on there, it's all glossy, and literally I had magnets, and money would stick to it. Man, I have video of us, because I actually made some of these in tubes because I was gonna sell them and like try and go that route, but I'm just not motivated to do any of that stuff. And plus, I learned about horse racing, these type of games, when I was a kid growing up on my street. They did like horse racing games. We bet on football teams, put football helmets, and it was a giant track, and we'd all get around it and put $1 in for your horse. That's how I learned. I was like 10 years old doing that stuff. Well, I made the game extra special with all these rules and way different, and just, man, so horse racing's in my blood. And this, I say this because this Mickey Mouse card I got coming, it just hits the trifecta of my collection, and like it's gonna go right here on my great grandpa's display. So super cool. I got this Del Mar season pass thing right here. I don't know what this stuff is. This is like a box seat. It doesn't say the year. It probably does. I can't read it, but it's awesome, man. Like I just like so stoked. So yeah, there we go. Whew, man, I could go on for 17 more hours, but I told my wife it'd be like 2 hours. So with that said, man, I love collecting lately. Been having a great time reorganizing. And next week I will be at a card show with all my friends. Haven't been to a card show in at least 2 years, like since the National, a real card show, not even close. So that's going to be extraordinarily fun for me. I hope to bring, I'm going to bring my checklist and dig through some boxes, find something cool. Thank you guys all for hanging out and listening to me talk nonsense about cards and collecting, and make sure you guys are not influenced by anything I say. And I hope you guys are never, I hope you guys don't get offended by things I say. I definitely want to make it clear. And I know saying don't be offended by something I say, and then me saying something offensive doesn't make an excuse for it. But indeed, when I say I don't like a card, I'm only going to say it, when I'm talking about the design and stuff. That's why I don't like a card. Not because it doesn't fit in your collection, but I just like it. I like talking about the stuff. You can tell me you don't like some of my collection, my way I'm doing it. It's cool. Just hope you guys are inspired out there by people like us and collectors out there. Don't be influenced by guys like me. Shaka. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys. That was sick. See you guys next week. Some of you, Kawabanga. Cat cards forever, baby. You gambling and surfing. Aye.